event coordinator, this is Miss Maddie Flame.
Hey.
Yes, she is my daughter. All right, guys, well, listen, we have a great presentation. I'm going to turn it over to John Bandek from the City of Moorpark. He's our Economic Development Manager. We also have Brenda Acombe-Forbes from the Ventura County Community College District. Can we give them a round of applause? Here's Johnny.
Thank you so much, Jason. And hi everyone, my name is John Bandek. I work for the City of Moorpark, Economic Development Manager. I also serve on the Moorpark Chamber Board of Directors. First of all, I want to begin by thanking you all for being here. Moorpark businesses, the business community is really the heartbeat of Moorpark. You're what keeps Moorpark alive. So thank you, we see you, we appreciate you. Thank you for investing and pouring your love, energy, and time into this community. And I just want to say that we see you, and we're here to support you, truly. I work with businesses on a daily basis, and if I've learned one thing, it's not easy to manage a business. Not easy at all. And the good news is, there's a lot of resources to help you to make sure that your business is successful. Now, if you're a business owner or manager, you don't really have time to sit down on a weekly basis to figure out what new resources are out there, what's the latest grant, what you qualify for. Good news is, this is what we're hoping to accomplish with this topic on tap today, to really give you an opportunity to fully understand what the most commonly used resources are, and give you an opportunity to ask us questions. We have our local partners with us here today, so feel free to ask questions. So we'll do around 25-ish minutes of a presentation, then we'll give you an opportunity to ask whatever questions you want. It's really open floor, we're here for you. So whenever I was putting these slides together, there's one resource that's quite honestly the best resource. So I was like, do I wait until the very end to share this, or do I just start with it? So I'm going to start with it because all the other ones are incredible and equally great. But the very first best resource that I encourage a business to go for is City Hall. And I don't just mean a City Hall, I mean Moorpark City Hall, your City Hall. You are doing business in one of the most business-friendly cities, not only in Ventura County, but in Southern California. And if you ask me for the source, or according to, it's according to me. Because I see the city leadership that we have, I see city council, our director, I know the passion that my colleagues have when we support residents and businesses, and it's unbeatable. You won't find it like that in Moorpark. In the last 5 years, our city has done a lot of changes to make sure that we're the most business-friendly city, and I truly believe that we've accomplished that. So the very first resource I'd like to direct you towards is City Hall. Specifically, just really quickly, to show you, to really emphasize how important the business community is for our city. Our city council has 3 goals for the next 2 fiscal years. And one of these 3 goals is specifically strategic economic development. So there's a specific focus citywide for all staff to focus on economic development. How can we support our business community? So you'll hear that a lot, economic development. And part of making keep our businesses here. We attract new businesses, and how can we support our business community? So here in Moorpark, I'm the Economic Development Manager, and this month, it also shows how the city is really emphasizing economic development support. We hired a second economic development professional, Janine Lugo. It's her first month with us. Janine's been with the city for 10 years, but she's now doing economic development. And Doug Swandello is our development director. And that pretty much makes the economic development team. We're your go-to resource at City Hall. So even if you have a question that's related to the police department, or I'm having trouble paying this bill, or whatever it is, even if it's not necessarily related to something that we've helped you with before, we're your resource where you can reach out to us and we'll figure it out for you. We realize that you don't have all the time and all the time in the world to kind of figure things out, so let that be our, we get paid to do that. On the bottom I have discovermoorpark.com/ business visit, something I forgot to mention is to make things easier, if it's a resource, the font is in orange. So every time you see something in orange, that's the resource. So on this page, discovermoorpark.com/business-visit, visit. If you go to that website, you could see our calendars and you could book an appointment based on our calendars. Like that's how easy it is and how accessible we are. You'll view my calendar and just book an appointment and we have a meeting set up. Super easy. No other city in the church county has that. So you're probably like, okay, get to the point, let's start talking about resources. So the very first resource I'd like to share is Discover Moorpark. 3.5 years ago, we launched Discover Moorpark on Instagram and Facebook, and this is really an opportunity to benefits to it. One, it allows visitors, residents to know all the different businesses that are opening in town or that exist in Moorpark, and it also allows us to highlight and feature our business community. So currently, we're only featuring restaurants, cafes, eating places, retail shops. We've slowly gone into the manufacturers. Picnic Time was recently featured. And we're slowly building this out, so we hope that we could get to a point where we highlight all businesses, but for now, this is a start. Those are the 2 QR codes to reach out. But something cool about this that just shows how we take it to the next step is we don't just come and take a picture and then post about you and leave. We'll come and take over 100 videos and then put it on a shared drive. We'll share it with you and it becomes yours, and now you could use that as content for your business and you could post it, do whatever you want with it. But we'll use it to make posts throughout the years, but it becomes yours, so it's a double resource. Those are some examples. Earth down at the alley was highlighted as well. Okay, so the next resource, and I call it the secret data tool. Why? Because every time I tell business about this, and after I explain this, I'm curious if anyone already knew about it, but I call it the secret data tool because every time I share this with a business, they've said that they've never seen this before. Essentially, the state has a data tool that you could see demographic data, consumer expenditures, you could see the different types of businesses and where they're located in the city. There's a lot of data out there, and the state has it available. So if you go to discovermoorpark.com/resources, you'll see a list of resources, but one of them is the Moorpark data tool. If you click on it, this is just an example. I did a search on show me the areas in Moorpark that residents go out for lunch, but specifically fast food. They don't go for like full service restaurants. So you can see the different areas, the darker the color, the darker purple, that's more spending for fast food during lunch. And it's a great tool. And on the top, you can see different wages, different businesses, establishments, occupation data, demographics. Highly recommend. It's free. Okay, so the next one, you most likely are already an established business in Moorpark, but we have site selection. We have access to this subscription called CoStar. So you may have heard LoopNet. LoopNet is a commercial database where you can see all the leases and for sale properties. But we have the paid version of LoopNet, which is called CoStar. And just to give you an example, earlier this morning I ran a search for all the spaces for lease in Moorpark. I ran that search on LoopNet, and there were 20 results. But then when I ran that search in CoStar, there are 81 spaces for lease in Moorpark. So these could be spaces that will be coming soon on the market, or they're not being marketed publicly, and they don't want to put marketing brochures up, but we get to see that. So if you reach out and say, hey, I'm looking to relocate, or I'm looking to expand my business, we can help with site selection and give you all the reports that you want using that software. I also see there's a couple of new people. Feel free to come into the front. There's a couple of seats. The next one is our Spark program, and I have to give kudos to Doug, our Community Development Director, for bringing this to Moorpark. Spark stands for Same Day Permit Approval and Review Kickoff Meeting, where a business will come in and in 1 hour, we will review all their plans, and they'll either leave with approved plans or with conditions or comments on their plans. And just to give you an understanding of if we didn't have this, what that process would have looked like. So on the city side of things, we're pretty quick. We have a 10-day turnaround, and these are general numbers. And I'm looking at Doug. You go like this if I should stop talking. Good. 10-day turnaround. But say if now I need to get feedback from county. Depending on what that plan is, it could take 20 days turnaround. So the 10 days, now there's 20 days with the county. And this doesn't mean that it's done in these 20 days. 20 days to get your comments back. And now you have to fix those plans and submit it again. When you submit it again, is it also 20 days? Also 20 days. So you can see how that kind of could add up, and that could be 3-4 months until you open your business, if not more. So we're doing that in 1 hour. Whenever we launched this, we got calls from cities all across California saying, how are you doing this? And we laugh about it because we're like, it's super easy. What do you mean? You just tell everyone to come to the same room and you get plans. But we're doing these really innovative things. So that's available to you as a Moorpark business owner. We have a couple of businesses in the room here that have used that program. So discovermoorpark.com/spark if you're interested in that. Okay, there's a lot of good resources in other organizations, so I'll stop talking about Moorpark for a second and we'll go into our other local partners. We have so much more resources, so please feel free to reach out, discovermoorpark.com, call that number. Something cool about Moorpark is if you call that number, it rings Janine's phone and my phone. You're not getting a 1-800 type of situation. We're picking up the phone. If you want to know about all the resources that are available, if there's a new grant, or for example this workshop, we'll send it out in what we call the Empowered newsletter, named it like that because we want to empower our businesses. So if you go to discovermoorpark.com, all the way on the bottom, you can type in your email and then you'll subscribe to our newsletter. We've gotten a lot of inquiries recently regarding ICE and what resources are available to our business community. On the screen, you'll see 4 resources. The 3 resources are external organizations. The 4th one is our city webpage that lists all the organizations where you could learn more information on what to do if ICE shows up at your business. Okay, now the next resource is the Economic Development Collaborative and the Small Business Development Center. So that's pretty long, so we just call them the EDC and SBDC. They're 2 different organizations. SBDC is a Small Business Development Center, federally funded, and that needs to be hosted by a nonprofit or by another organization. So here in Ventura County, the Economic Development Collaborative hosts the SBDC. So their offices are in the same location. So they pretty much do the same exact thing, same services they both provide. Small Business Development Center, you all pay with your taxes, it's federally funded. The Economic Development Collaborative, all the cities in Ventura County pay for a subscription so that you as a business owner don't need to pay for any of their services. The city is already paying that for you. You pay your business registrations, your business registration renewals, your taxes. This is how we fund that. So you don't have to have something else to pay for. Free for businesses. Everything here is free resources. Most of you might already be established businesses, but something that's really cool that they put out is a Ventura County Business Startup Guide. This is a step-by-step, every single step you need to do to start a business in Ventura County. Whenever you open it, it even goes into detail saying, great, you want to open in Moorpark? This is who you need to contact at the city of Moorpark. Very detailed. Again, most of you might already own a business, but if you know someone looking to start a business, feel free to refer them here. Also, I noticed people are taking pictures. Absolutely, please do that. The slides, however, we're doing we might do like a little game situation where I won't be sharing these slides with you. If you want these slides, my business card is on your seat. You need to contact me and I'll send it to you. This ensures that you are reaching out to your city. So, and if you really don't want to contact me, I'll still send them. With the EDC, something that they offer is free business consulting. So they have experts that this is their job to be a business advisor. And they'll support you with whatever question you have. It's fully confidential. We've had restaurants that reach out and say, hey, I'm losing money. And because of the EDC, they'll find a local farm that sells tomatoes, and now the hamburgers are affordable and less, and now they're making higher profit margin. I mean, they go into details and they'll really do an expert level analysis on your business, the prices, your financial structure, and they'll advise you. Free resource, calendly.com/edc-sbdc. The next one is access to capital, and this is specifically if you're a business owner that's struggling to find a bank that's going to lend you a loan, or if you're having any issues with that. I know I see a couple of folks from banks here. Definitely connect after, but if you're struggling with getting a loan, the EDC can support that, and specifically in the last year they've supported 67% of their loans were awarded to minority and women-owned businesses. So another great resource. Digital upskilling. This one's really sad. Many times I work with a business and they might not have a computer or they don't have a cell phone that works properly. So whenever I'm giving them these resources on, you could have an online store, or you could, I'm talking to someone that might not even know how to send an email. So digital upskilling is a very big deal for business owners that might not have that skill. So if you know anyone that struggles with that, I kind of find it ironic that you have to email, but you could call this number, or again, show up to City Hall. We do that for you. Many times we'll have someone come to our office or the front counter and we'll guide them through that process, but it's a great resource. Again, I'm just throwing out resources that you might not know about, but you might know another business that struggles with this or needs this resource, so just putting it all out. Another one that's great is through the EDC, you could download spreadsheets and templates. For example, small sample business plans or financial spreadsheets. They're all available. And actually that QR code and that link takes you to a list of maybe 50 different resources. We are in a foreign trade zone, so this is more for maybe larger employers or smaller businesses that do a lot of importing and exporting. There is ways you could get certain exemptions. I'm not an expert on this, but guess who is? Drew Rodriguez from Port of Miami. And something you'll also notice, sorry, this is me talking a lot, but we don't like to give you general emails and phone numbers. I know previously I was giving you like the upskill at edccollaborative.com, but we actually know the person that monitors that, and it's a person that's monitoring that. So what we like to do is also give you the actual person that can help you with that resource. So if you do a lot of importing and exporting and don't have a trade zone exemption, please feel free to reach out to Drew. Okay, so now the next resource. This is called SCORE. Don't ask me what it stands for, I probably should know, but just know it's called SCORE, Ventura County Chapter. And SCORE is a pretty cool organization because it's 100% volunteer-based. Essentially, it's business owners, CEOs, managers that have retired, but want to still give back to the next generation of business owners. So they volunteer their time to do free mentorship. Whenever you go to the website, score.org/Ventura, you could press on Find a Local Mentor. You could read a list of biographies and say, oh, cool, this person used to own a restaurant. I want to connect with them. I also own a restaurant. Or this person is in consulting. I am also in consulting. So you could read their bios, connect with them. They'll give you confidential advice. Something super cool that we're doing now in Moorpark, and other cities are also following us, is we're hosting SCORE at City Hall. So we already did one workshop on marketing. Janine and I are planning for another one in October on how to get your business online. So if you don't have a website for your business, we'll be teaching you how to do that at our next SCORE workshop. And we have two additional ones planned for this year, so that you can just come to City Hall and it's not an online resource, but there are online ones as well. Okay, next resource. This is called Workforce Development Board of Ventura County. So the Workforce Development Board of Ventura County helps with all things hiring, and it helps both job seekers and businesses. So they kind of have two branches. So I have also included a couple of job seeker resources because I think it's very beneficial. But similar to the EDC, they have this business solutions guide that has every single resource they offer for their business community all in that one guide. So that could be accessed there. What makes Moorpark special? I'm gonna keep pitching Moorpark. You already know it, but this is a county-wide resource, and Janine and I and Doug and the city realized that this is not available in Spanish. We have a lot of Spanish-speaking business owners here. So we, as the city, are taking the lead, collaborating with CLU, Cal Lutheran University students in their master's program, and they're translating this document into Spanish. And now it's going to be a countywide resource, all led by your city hall. So I'm just sharing that. Thank you. Okay, this one's a great one. Many times they'll call us and say, hey, an employee just fell, what do I do? I'm like, I don't know. I can't say Google it because it might be wrong information. But thankfully, the county has a resource called the HR hotline. It's only open during business hours, which is fine because most likely something will happen during business hours. But you don't know how to hire someone, you don't know how to fire someone fell, you don't know what to do. Someone just asked you what their paid sick leave laws are or their rights are, and you don't know. So you could call this number, it's free, and they'll support you and help you with that. Again, Janine and I, before we give you these resources, we call these numbers, and I'm like, hey, I'm just making sure someone picks up and this works. So these are all verified. Okay. Your name was Yuri. I met Yuri just minutes ago, and he was talking about how he's hiring for 2 positions. So if you are interested in a job, check out Yuri. But this resource would be for businesses like Yuri that are hiring employees, but you are struggling to find someone to work. So the Workforce Development Board can do several things. They could write the job posting for you. They will post it for you. And they can send you resumes saying, hey, these are all the people that applied. Now you get to choose who you want to hire. That's a resource that they have. They have this thing called Employment Training Panel, ETP for short. Different organizations in the county have it. Moorpark College, Ventura County Community College District also have this. But essentially, very high level, because I'm not an expert on this. But if you wanted to train your employees, for example, on customer service, you can use ETP funding through one of these various agencies, and they can bring an expert to train your staff on that topic. And that training would be either fully covered or partially covered. Am I correct? No, I lied. Okay, sorry. No, we're going to scratch that. But Brenda, fortunately, will be sharing what ETP does. On-the-job training. On-the-job training is an opportunity for whenever you're hiring a business, whenever you're hiring an employee to do a specific task that requires training. So essentially, let's say the first 2-3 months, you're not really performing or producing a work product because you're training them. There's an on-the-job training program that the Workforce Development Board can potentially cover partial salary of that employee at a minimum wage. Not obviously, you can't say, oh, we're paying them $5 an hour. So that's a resource available to businesses. Sexual harassment prevention training can be done for free at your business through the Workforce Development Board. Layoff aversion, hopefully no one gets to this point, but if you are in a situation that you are closing your business or will need to shut down, the Workforce Development Board can support you in making sure that your employees find another job in the county or get another job before you close. And then this one is one of the job seeker resources that I included, so it might not necessarily be beneficial to businesses, but let's say there's someone that's looking for a job that can afford a suit or a blouse or anything that's professional looking for an interview, or can't even afford to get to the interview location. Workforce Development Board, in collaboration with America's Job Center, can give credit. It always changes, but say up to $200 to pay for that gas expenditure or buy clothing, or even I've seen like doing your hair or nails if needed. Okay, Workforce Development Board contact information. Colleen Smith, she actually said, give them my cell phone number. I was like, okay. So this is her cell, it's a work cell. And that's her email address, so that's a great resource. And she's specifically supporting Moorpark businesses. Okay, this is when I stop talking, and Brenda will save the day a bit. But I would like to introduce Brenda Acone Forbes. She's the Director for Workforce and Economic Development at the Ventura County Community College District, and such a great partner for Moorpark and the city. So very good.
First of all, can you believe how much stuff he knows? I have to tell you, if you haven't spent time with the Office of Economic Development at the City of Moorpark, you need to. What I know about John specifically is he wants to take the time to get to know you. He wants to understand what your needs are and how to come alongside, and he's doing the work to understand what the resources are in your region, as you clearly can see. Yes, I'm Brenda Aiken-Forbes. I'm the Director of Economic and Workforce Development for our 3 community colleges, which is Moorpark, Oxnard, and Ventura College. I am the point of contact for all 3 of those colleges, so if you're not currently working with the colleges, you can just contact me. Hey, this is me, this is what I need. I am your one-stop shop person, and all of these resources are going to be in up there. You can pick that up. It has my contact information as well. What are some of your needs? Can you just shout out? Like, I'd like to hear a little bit of that. What are some of your felt needs?
We need technicians for cybersecurity.
I got that for you. What else?
Qualified mechanics.
Great. What else? It's okay if you don't want to talk about it here. Okay. So when I work with businesses, sometimes they're saying hiring. I need to hire qualified people. First of all, that's a lot of information that you heard today. Guess what? I know most of it too. And part of my responsibility is really saying, like, how can I get you what you need through our community college, and how can I grade resources in our community? Can I give you an example, Kenny? Are you comfortable with that? So let's see if I can keep my tongue open. Otherwise, your man has to talk about the right things, right? Okay. So let's say you need to hire. You contact me. I can get you in connection with our colleges. Yes, we do have Handshake. It's a platform to be able to put your information on that, to be able to say this is what I need, and all 3 colleges have access to that platform. What if you have done that and you're still not getting what you need? Call me back, okay? And we will find out how we can help elevate your need and get that out directly to students that might have that skill set. Yeah.
So you're referring to the need of hiring people.
Yes, need for hiring.
And I'm assuming though that anybody that we be talking to are in college or college?
Yes, yeah, right. And so I want to make sure you understand, like with a community college, it could be students that came from our high schools and into our programs. They could also be returning people that have years of experience and decided to pursue more college. So it's a gamut of people who are using the community college for learning. So yes, we have access to that, plus alumni. So let's say they went on to a 4-year, or maybe they just did something in the community, but they're still trying to find the right fit. They still have access to Handshake and are able to see that as well. So yeah.
Well, I use Handshake, it's fair.
So if you use Handshake,
I've done business for 10 years. It used to be billboard in Moorpark.
yeah,
Paper said,
yeah. So Handshake is a platform we decided to use. It is one of the platforms that are used in many universities. And so we've been sticking with this one for a little bit to see if we can get traction and really make sure we put the time and effort into that. And if there's a need to do better training with how to use Handshake, there's a lot of things that you can do with like online, doing job fairs like that where you don't have to come out in person. There's a lot of things that you can do that way. If it is of interest, I don't mind doing a lunch and learn and having Handshake come, the company itself host that event online, and to help businesses better understand how to make use of that and so it won't feel so terrible. So let me know. But if you use Handshake and you're not getting what you want, just give me a call and let's see how we can help you. So hiring, that's fun. We have a lot of programs across the 3 colleges. We have a lot of transfer programs, and we have a lot of short-term certificate programs as well. More career-oriented type degrees. Some are short-term certificates, and some of them are AA degrees. We also have avenues for businesses to bring on internships. Some of those we have funding for ourselves. So basically, you get someone to work for you that's going to invest, that you can invest in, but you don't have to pay for them because we have a mechanism for paying. Now that's not every area, I'll be really honest. It's whether we have internship funding, grant funding that allows us to do those internships. Once again, Moorpark is your main college here in the area, but if there's a program at one of the other colleges that fits your need better, let's say you've got, man, you need CNC machinists, then I'm going to connect you to Ventura College and see what we have there. So I'll know where that good fit is across our colleges. Right, okay? Are you doing stuff behind my head?
No, I just stood up.
Oh, thank you, that's awesome. By the way, he did all of that himself because he knows about our college programs and what we offer there. I'm going to talk about a few other pieces too. Maybe you're saying training and development is your need. And I want to make sure that you feel comfortable knowing what our current courses are. Maybe you're like, hey, I just want to take this one class. Maybe you need more, like we just, like this summer did autonomous system class. It was out of one of our programs. But maybe that would be something that you need, just that one class. How do I connect with that? So we want to make sure you know how to make use of the resources of the colleges. So those could be certificates, it could be short-term certificates, it could be non-credit offerings. I'll give you an example of that in a minute. Or it could be a degree. Whatever you need that way, and you need help finding that, I can help you. We also offer things under a non-credit. An example of that would be ESL. Maybe you have some employees that need more English, and you want to send them to an ESL class. How can we help you with that? There's a couple different mechanisms for that. We can offer ESL on site, sometimes at your location, but we would have to see the availability of our staff, and if we can do that, it would be an open class, but you have to have a certain number of individuals in order for us to do that. Maybe you yourself, your own company doesn't have that. Maybe you could partner with a couple different organizations, which is what Kevin and I were in conversation about. How could we do that? What could make time? If you don't have the right numbers, which we were struggling to have a full class for that, we're trying a new model of working with our workforce board. The workforce board would cover a percentage of the training, and then the company would pay for the rest of that training, and we could offer that under contract, which has a fee-based system. But again, we want to make sure you know how to use all the resources that you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know about that. Let's see. Also want to make sure you're aware of makerspace at our colleges. So makerspace would be an example of a non-credit offering where they have all kinds of really cool tools and hands-on things where they can make t-shirts and prints, different prints and stickers and whatever type of really cool stuff on campus. There's going to be an open house that's coming up soon for that. We'll get up to you, John. And if you want to come on campus and see that, that would be great. So I'm a person of contact. So whether it's training and development that you want help with, you want to know how to make use of our college resources, you want to look at like a contract, like, hey, I just need this one thing, just contact me and let's see like how we can work together for that. If you need internships, hiring, any of those types of things, that would be great. If you haven't gotten connected to Moorpark College and want to better understand what our colleges have, again, let me know. I want to make sure that you're connected. It's so rich with opportunities. Our students desperately need work-based learning opportunities. You can offer that as well. I think we have all the pieces to make this really successful in our community. Thank you so much for letting me come. And could you put the binders over there? I appreciate it.
Thank you. I also want to mention something that the college has, Career Week. So over 90 employers, so if you're an employer that's looking to hire college students, you could also be an employer, have a booth. and you have access to college students. And college, not just any college students at the 4th best community college in the United States per athlete, which is a big deal.
We do have bachelor programs now too. The community college is allowed to offer some bachelor level classes in the technical field, and so you'll see more of that. We have that in manufacturing, sorry, I do know. And so you'll continue to see some really great 4-year degrees pop up at the community colleges as well.
Thank you. We are very thankful to have an awesome asset here in Moorpark, and that's Moorpark College. So thank you so much for even coming to explain to our business owners all the business resources. I'm going to try to speak a little bit faster, but since we're on the topic of education, I also want to highlight Moorpark Adult School. So Chaparral Middle School, right adjacent to it, there's 2 like bungalows. It's Moorpark Adult School. What's the Moorpark Adult School? If you are an adult looking to continue your education or take a class or learn a skill so that you could get a job, Moorpark Adult School could do that. Most of their classes are free, and if it's not free, it's very affordable. But as of last year, all their classes were free, so most of them are still free. I just highlighted a couple. They have English second language courses, citizenship courses, but I highlighted some that I was like, wow, this is offered in Moorpark. Welcome to manufacturing and engineering. There's a chef assistant class, pastry chef class. If you work in a restaurant, you might know that you need to have this certification called Serve Safe Management. It's around $40, but if you require all your employees to have that, that could add up. If they take that class through Moorpark Adult School, it's a free course. So, I mean, it's a great resource. A pharmacy tech programs. I mean, I've seen that program run for $3,000, $4,000 to become a pharmacy technician. That's a free program at Moorpark Adult School. And online as well if you're a working professional. Welcome to filmmaking and media production. So not only is it a cool class, the person that was teaching this class does music videos for artists such as Billie Eilish. I mean, that's the video producer teaching a class in Moorpark, just because of the relationships of Moorpark and people willing to give back to their community. So great local gem. Medical billing and coding, if you're in that space and want to train your employees, that's a free class offered at Moorpark Adult School. I put their phone number and their email over there. Okay, WEAVE for Women's Economic Ventures. That's what WEAVE stands for. Not all their programs are necessarily only for women. They have programs that are also open to minority populations, or some that are open to everyone. The 2 that I would like to highlight is the Emprendimiento program. This is an 8-week virtual or in-person program for business owners that speak Spanish. You could speak English and Spanish to qualify, but it's really for business owners that Spanish is their primary language. Once they take this course, it's throughout the 8-week course, you're learning financial models, how to pay taxes, how to go on social media, how to start an Instagram account, how to get your business online. Everything you need to know to be a successful business owner taught in Spanish. At the very end, depending on funding, you could get a stipend. So it's like a small grant. I believe this last cohort, it was a $2,500 grant. I know I said I'm gonna be quick, but I do want to highlight this. Why Moorpark's unique? And I'm really not pitching Moorpark. I know you all are already here, but I just want to show you how truly passionate we are. So this program, our team reached out to WEAVE and said, how many Moorpark businesses have ever been in your program? And we found out that none have ever applied or participated. So in this last cohort, we went to every single business that we knew or believed the owner would speak Spanish as a primary language. And we went and guided them through this program to apply, and I'm very proud that we had a Moorpark business for the first time ever not only get into the program, but get the grants as well. So it just shows you the impact and the passion that we have for our business community. The next one is the Get Your Small Business Online. I'm so sorry. The Emprendimiento program, the next cohort for Ventura County, opens in winter 2026. Right now they're focusing on Santa Barbara businesses. and in winter 2026 you could apply for this. The Get Your Small Business online program, this is offered both in English or in Spanish. It's a 9 weeks course, lets you get your business online. How do you build a website? How, whenever someone searches for your business on Google, how can you pop up on the Google search results? Currently, they're not accepting applications, but you could fill out an interest form on that QR code, and they'll be able to assist you. Okay, so now the last one. We are currently at a Moorpark Chamber of Commerce hosted event. Many people forget that the Moorpark Chamber is a business resource. There's all these free resources that you could attend, such as this one if you're not a member. For example, the topic on taps. There's free mixers every other month. There's free social media workshops that you could show up, and it's open to not only members, to the public, and you can learn how to make reels from a professional. And there's also job fairs that take place. These are free resources that I wanted to make sure I highlight, which is a great transition to bringing back our chairman for the Moorpark Chamber, Jason Flame. Thank you.
I don't know if I can talk as fast and as well as John and spit out so much information in such a short amount of time. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Notes. Well, let's talk about a couple things. Thank you, John. Thank you both for all your information today. It's super helpful, and thank you guys again for participating. I hope that you'll spread the news and share with everyone here in Moorpark that our Moorpark Chamber of Commerce is here for our business and here for our community. And you know, the biggest thing is being able to communicate that and get that out. So continue to spread the word and let them know. By the way, we've been streaming this entire presentation on YouTube right here. So if you missed anything or you fell asleep for a minute, you can always go back and watch it again, or you can share that video. I want to let you guys know about a couple things that are going on or will be coming up in the month of August. So one really big event we have is Restaurant Week. Restaurant Week is from August. Did someone scream? Someone scream. Is that from Bart? All right, Restaurant Week is coming up August 1st to 10th. You want to go to moorparkrestaurantweek.com. You can see all the restaurants. By the way, this is a record number of restaurants and businesses that we got involved in this program this year. Jackie Flame, Cody, Maddie, all working really hard to make this happen. So please make sure to visit these businesses, but go to the website so you can check out some of the deals that they're offering, and also make sure to upload your receipts. And is there a raffle, right?
Yeah. Every restaurant that's participating has donated gift cards, so those will be raffled off to people that upload their receipts.
Perfect. So when you go and purchase anything from these businesses, one more time, make sure you go and upload those receipts, because every business here has also donated gift cards. I think that one of them is like $100. Several are $100. So that's a good win for somebody, just for going to these businesses and showing them your support, and you can get some gift cards back. So that's coming up August 1st through 10th. So that starts tomorrow. We have a grand opening and a ribbon cutting Friday, August 1st at 5 p.m. High Sweet Creamery is open. You can clap. Hey, High Street's looking pretty good, right? Am I right? Is it looking good? You guys excited about it? Every day I'm driving down High Street, and I don't care if it's one more brick, a little bit more sand, another curve. I'm just watching it, and it's going to be super exciting. So make sure to come and support all the businesses and support that grand opening and ribbon cutting tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Then John brought this up, our members only social media workshop. So we do a members only, and once a quarter we open it up to the public. So if you are a member, Tuesday, August 12th, 6 p.m. at the Chamber office. Sometimes it's just if you don't know how to make a reel, you don't know how to do stories on Facebook, you want to learn how to create events. How many people feel like they're a 10 out of 10 on social media? 10 out of 10. That's like 3 people. So everybody else should show up for this event, because you'll learn a lot from Sean Nelson. Young Professionals Lunch. Young is relative. If you feel young, just show up. Thursday, August 14th. I do stand-up comedy sometimes. August 14th, 12 p.m. at Lucky Fool's Pub. And then our networking breakfast, Friday, August 15th. So we do our breakfast. We have been doing them every other month, but I think we're going back. I think Cody's shaking her head. She's like, don't do this to me. I think we're going to do them every month. We do that at 8 a.m., 95 at Lucky Fool's Pub. Have you guys been there yet? You guys know what I'm talking about? All right, so make sure you guys register in advance because we want to make sure we have enough food and enough chairs. And then one more grand opening and ribbon cutting Friday, August 22nd, 5 p.m. at Boba Sarat. Brand new, just opened up. Continue to support these new businesses and the old ones. Thank you guys for coming. Do we have anything else that we want to add, John?
If anyone has any questions, I'd like to open up the floor for questions. I know we said the event ends at 7. We still have an hour of networking, but if you do have questions, please feel free to ask now, and I'll hand the mic.
Yes, let's use the mic.
For the WDBBC on-the-job training, so just as far as I understand it, that's like a program that could potentially subsidize a percentage of the initial months of employment for employees?
Yes. So again, yeah, I'm not the expert on this. The best person to reach out to is Colleen Smith. This is her contact. This is the Workforce Development Board of Ventura County. Specifically, you could ask for the on-the-job training program. They have a list of types of jobs that qualify for this. But from what I have understood from other businesses that have received this, it could be up to 6 months while a new employee is learning a new skill, and it's a specific list of skills. They could be reimbursed partial salary if it's minimum wage. For up to 6 months, that could be waived. But again, that's handled through Workforce Development Board of Ventura County. I wrote the limit ends at what I just shared. But they're the experts, and that's actually her work cell phone, so you can text that right now. Of course. Any other questions? I see 2 questions. Shafiq Rahim of Flight Tech Resources.
So I know Simi Valley has the Simi Institute for it's kind of like a trade technical school.
Yes.
Does Moorpark have plans to add something like that here? And do they fall under the Ventura County Community College, or are they private institutions?
It's adult school consortium. So that is the equivalent of our Moorpark Adult School. So they fall under the county's county's adult school consortium. They do have more advanced technical skills than what Moorpark currently offers. But I think we're getting to a point where we're starting to introduce the manufacturing and engineering. There's a new computer lab at our adult school, 20 plus brand new Macs. So we're trying to start to incorporate what other adult schools in the county have. They also meet on a quarterly basis to find out what other adult schools are doing so that we can have the same offerings. But no, we don't have the extent of the classes that they provide, but it's correct.
Yeah, okay.
And most of the times with these programs, it's designated to, it's really based on what the needs of that specific city is. We've recently identified, back in November 2024, City Council adopted our first ever economic development strategic plan, where we identified that there's over 22 advanced manufacturing firms that do car parts, motorcycle parts, and 23 plus advanced manufacturing firms that do drone parts, plane parts, helicopter parts, and technologies. So that's really been a push for us. So it means good feedback to know that that's a need, and we already have the research. So we'll work on working with our partners to have more class offerings. But great point, yes. There was a hand in the back.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Diego. I just had a quick question. You mentioned some of your events for the commerce or for members